854-6262 today.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
Howdy, folks. RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Tuesday. It's that time of year again where volunteers from the city of Ocala, the county, they're going to go out and count the homeless population that lives here. They'll go all over rural backwoods, downtown streets. They go out, and they started last week. They're going to interview, count homeless people living on the street in camps, under bridges. It's part of the annual HUD required point-in-time count. The PIT count could seek to determine the number of homeless people sheltered in facilities, as well as those who are living outside unsheltered over a 24-hour period. The census figures affect funding for local continuum of care agencies that help homeless people, like the Salvation Army and Interfaith. One of the homeless people that was counted Thursday was a native of Ocala, 66-year-old Charles Reeson. This according to Ocala.com. He said setbacks, including, some family issues, were factors in him becoming homeless about 5 years ago. And he said he's pleased to see the county speak with people around the Interfaith complex where he was interviewed. He says, this let me know somebody cares, somebody's concerned. And that's part of this. The city of Ocala's website states the Ocala-Marion County Joint Office of Homeless Prevention oversaw the count. The Joint Office was established in July of 2020. The Joint Office of Homeless Prevention is comprised of the city of Ocala and Marion County employees, serves as the lead agency for federal funding. The Marion County staff primarily oversees funding and application, while the city of Ocala staff is the lead agency for handling outreach efforts. Continuum of care partners in Marion County, HUD, Florida, 514 include Arnett House, Career Source, Citrus Levy Marion, Creative Services, Early Learning Coalition, Interfaith, Ocala Housing Authority, Shepherd's Lighthouse, Brothers Keepers, Estella Bird, Whitman Clinic, Open Arms Villages, Veterans Helping Veterans, and the City of Ocala and the Salvation Army. So the past number of years, the count found 179 people were living unsheltered, 170 people in emergency shelters, while 126 people were in transition. That was in 2019. 2020, it found 150 people living unsheltered, 226 were in emergency shelters, 147 were in transitional housing. And in 2021, it found 210 people living unsheltered, 2 younger than 18. 163 people were housed in emergency shelters, and 139 were in transitional housing. So now that they've done the counting and everything, the count won't be released for another couple of weeks. But it's just one of the efforts that takes place by our county and our city to try to understand the numbers in the homeless community. It just counts it over a 24-hour period. It gives you a 24-hour period synopsis of where we are at that one moment in time with the homeless. And look, homeless are citizens just as we are, okay? A lot of them are out there because situations have not been good, and they found themselves in situations where, you know, they ended up with not enough money to survive. And by the way, it's said that most people live within 2 family emergencies of being broke. Most families live within 2 family emergencies of being broke. Family emergencies range from anything from healthcare issues to car and transportation and housing issues, but most people live within 2 family emergencies of being broke. So a lot of people are living a lot closer to homelessness than they want to admit. Now, does that mean homeless get a free pass? No. If you reach if you're showing your rear end and you're panhandling or accosting people just to get money and stuff like that needs to be addressed too. If you're openly doing drugs, homeless people openly doing drugs in Tuscarora Park and all, that needs to be addressed. But the homeless situation in our town is not as bad as it could be. You go up to Gainesville. You want to see a homeless population that's an issue? Go up to Gainesville. I ran a restaurant in Gainesville for 4 years, 3.5 years. And the problems we had with the homeless, just at that one location, was not good. I think that our town does a pretty good effort in trying to work within the homeless community. Carla Grimsley at Interfaith and the Salvation Army and Brothers Keepers, with the help of the churches in our areas and nonprofits, we do an adequate job of dealing with our homeless. We do a better than adequate job at sometimes. Do I think we do a perfect job? No, but nobody ever does. There are some things that still need to be addressed with the homeless situation in our town. But there's some things that are a lot better. Like, I remember when, if you were homeless and you were sitting on a park bench or something, you just went to jail. Well, that was just overcrowding the jail, costing us taxpayer dollars. I know that there are leadership in our town that goes out and talks with the homeless on a regular basis, gets their stories, finds out their stories, and at times have bought them tickets to go back home because that's really what they just didn't have the money to get back to where they wanted to be. I know of a man and woman that were together as a couple, and they had a conversation with one of our community leaders, and she just wanted to go back to her home. I think she was in Ohio or something. He wanted to go back to his home down in Miami, even though it was splitting them up. And so the community leader got the city, and the city bought them bus tickets to those 2 locations. Because that's really what they wanted. They didn't want to be living here under a overpass. They wanted to be at home, the home they knew with their loved ones. But that's what these kind of counts help with, to know where the homeless are, how many people there are at any one time, and what their story is. That's why the pit count is so important. And it was taken on January 24th of this year. No, it was taken on the 24th of 2021, so it was taken last week. Last Thursday, I believe, was when they did it. And so the joint office of the Marion County and City of Ocala went out and did the count. And those numbers will be released later, a couple, 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now. So we'll be able to see exactly where we stand. We're going to take a break, come back, wrap up a Tuesday edition of Ocala Talks. 622-9622 is the number to call if you want to get in right towards the end of the show. We will be taking your calls after this timeout. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The source. The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf